What is up? Thank you for coming to my channel, Prison POV. Shout out to my joiners. Shout out to the Point of View crew. I do indeed plan on doing a coffee time with Splinter in the morning live. I didn't do it this morning because there was a doctor appointment. I'd spaced off. But tomorrow I'm going to do it, and there's something very important I want to discuss about the channel, Prison POV, and stuff that's going on. So come kick it with me tomorrow. I don't want to give a time. It's bad enough that I'm saying I'm going to go live. You know how that gets down. Like sometimes I get jinxed. I say I'm going to do something, don't do it. But this is for real. It's like Mando. I'm going to be doing this live. Just don't want to put a timestamp on it. AM for sure though, in California. None of the most love and respect. This is my favorite kind of videos to do. The viewer's choice. I put out community tab, saying what do you guys want to hear. Give me some ideas. And we're going to jump right into it. No time to waste. Trip on this. So, John Doe had a good one. I think he's trying to be a little bit facetious with his request. Trying to be a little bit funny. John Doe said, tents versus campers. That's what he wants to hear about. He was being facetious, I think. I bet he didn't know I actually have good stories for tents versus campers. And let me tell you this, of course. Is it even a question? Campers are way better. Tents could blow away in the wind. Camper's actually a structure. And it may surprise you to hear that I've lived in more than my fair share of trailer in my day. And the bad thing about a trailer or a camper is they're surrounded by windows. And the mini blinds, the drapes, they never do cover it all, man. They never do. Leave you highly exposed. Be that as it may, let's talk about, I got a tent story. I damn sure do, and a camper story. So, I knew this dude named Devin. He's from my neighborhood, but he never been to the pen. He always worked. He was a cool dude. I'd see him in the hood. He liked to drink. We'd get drunk and hang out. He had a cool, good-looking old lady. I knew her a little bit. She was friends with my old lady. She's from the hood. Knew her just kind of. We're all at a party one night, and that dude Devin was drunk, and he walked up and smacked some chick on the ass. Everyone got mad and jumped him. Beat him up. Beat him down. Not too bad, but served him. He wanted to go, get in his car and leave, but he was real drunk. Everyone's like, no, dude, don't leave, you're drunk. But he's split. I can understand getting your ass beaten. Like, I'm not going to stick around here. Look like a really lump of shit. You guys just beat me down. I'm out of here. I'm kicking rocks. But he had a badass red Camaro, and he took off. You can hear him. He ended up wrecking it. He wrecked it. Totaled it out. Got a DUI, went to jail. Really, it's the last time I seen the dude. It was like a downward spiral after that. Him and that chick ended up breaking up. And like several months down the road, I seen that chick in Oildale. At her mom's pad. She had a pad with her mom in Oildale. I went there looking for my old lady because that pad in Oildale right there was like the last place my old lady's cell phone pinged at. So I'm there looking for her. They don't know where she's at. While I'm there, my car happens to break down. So I end up just kicking back. Then I end up getting in a fight with this dude because I was supposed to send some weed into county jail, but I didn't get it. Tranquilo, homeboy. Kick back. I'll send it in when I get it. Was there like a time? I'm like, damn, it's only been like a week since I was supposed to do it. I'm doing it. And no one was tripping until someone told the fellas they saw me smoking a joint. It's like, oh, he must have it. Or I got a joint. So he came over talking all kind of shit. We ended up fighting over that. He cheap shotted me. He got me with the oldest trick in the book where they like look behind you. Remember where I went like that? And then he got me. So we start fighting. There's a pit bull nipping at our heels, which would trip both of us out. I know because we were fighting for a minute and you could hear a siren in the background. Like, real far away, and both of us are all, the cops are coming. We better stop fighting them, boy. The cops are coming, dog. Like, the cops weren't coming for us. If they were, they're far away, and, like, they wouldn't come with their sirens on. So we quit fighting. He dipped out. I stayed there, and that chick came up to me. And she's like, hey, let's give my mom some privacy tonight. I want you to pitch this tent. I was like, pitch a tent? She had, like I said, a little duplex thing with, like, a little tiny side yard. She handed me a straight-up tent that was with a case and everything, and a nice tent. And said, hey, go pitch this on the side yard to give my mom some privacy tonight. Giving me the impression, if I pitch this tent, me and her can go hang out in there. Why would she want to do that? Like, what is she planning? Like, fuck, I'm going to pitch tent now and ask questions later. So I went out there and was like, tried like crazy to pitch this fucking tent, man. Couldn't do it. It had to be that there was like someone poured like concrete. It was like concrete pad, and then someone came and put like 6 inches of dirt on top, because I just could not get a stake in no matter how I tried. They were bending. I couldn't get to stand up. There's nothing I could do to this tent. I'm sweating. She's coming out and checking on me every once in a while, and I'm like, got this tent. It was laying on the ground. Like, finally, I turned it in, like, I guess you can call it a teepee, because I had this tight string to it, and like had it straight up, like running from the house. So it kind of like, oh, it's hung down. Like, two people could like barely get in there, and I could be like, so what's up? What do you want to talk to me about? But she just wasn't filling the teepee, dude. And she was kind of like disappointed in the fact that I couldn't pitch the tent. So then some other dudes came, and they ended up getting my car, and it was like a crazy situation. I ended up leaving, and me and that dude I fought. We went to Big Homeboy's house, talked about the fight, and about the weed in the jail, politics on the streets, all that bullshit. But never did pitch that tent. Sure wish I would have. Camper, Homeboy. I had a car, a stolen car. I got it with a fucking key, so it wasn't all the way stolen. I had a key with like a shaver key. I'm driving. I see a cop in my rearview mirror way back there. But it starts tripping me out, so I start getting over and like turning, getting the hell away from him. He's probably like 7 or 8 cars back, but I wasn't comfortable with that. So I move, turn, and he turns too, but he's still pretty far back. So I keep turning, but he's on me, but he's pretty far away. He may not even be on me. It may be a coincidence, but I'm tripping the fuck out. So then I make all these turns, come back around, and then boom, there he is. And it's just him and I. And it's like dead on, past each other. I'm like, motherfucker. And he flips at you. I go ditch the car, and I take off running into an alley with it. I'm going to start jumping fences. That's what I like to do and run from the cops. I just go through yards. Go from different street to street through yards and through fences. Because he's in a car. How he can't follow me? Unless they don't like jumping fences. Anyway, I'm going to jump some fences, dude. Ditch the car. Go down an alley. I see a trailer. I see his trailer. It's like in this alley has like a garage to the house, but it's like in like a driveway, I want to say. And that's where the trailer. And it's all beat up ass trailer. The door doesn't even have a doorknob. It's just kind of shut. So I just went in there. Went inside this trailer. It's all dusty, messed up. It has the type that has a table. It's a table. It could either be a table or the table lowers down. It's a bed. Well, luckily it was lowered down to a bed and there was a blanket on it. Nothing else in the trailer but the blanket. And one thing though, when I lay down on the blanket and I saw it was right here, there was a fucking Whizzinator. You know what a Whizzinator is? Whizzinator is you could pass a drug test. It's like a fake penis with like a bag. So that holds the liquid, and you go take a drug test, and it's like your Whizzinator. So there's this Whizzinator right here, but someone had drawn all over the penis. And they drawn pretty good. Like, put flames on it, some skulls. Like, I didn't want to look at it. Like, dude, why was someone... But I was compelled to keep looking, and it was some good shading. I saw tip shading. Not to be confused with shaded tip. Bro, some badass, like, graffiti on this fucking Whizzinator penis. And it was a good thing it was there, because I was looking at it, like, who the fuck would do that? And it kind of distracted me from the fact that there was cops all over looking for me. And I'm just like, that's a crazy looking Whizzinator, dude. I'll blast it up, as there's cops all over the place. Finally, they do get a knock at the door from the cops, and the door, since they don't have a doorknob, starts flinging open. And hey, in there, and they could see my foot, because I was like, kind of like, hey, yeah. And I come out, and I got the blanket around me. I'm like, yeah, what's going on? Some dusty, dirty blanket. Like, what are you doing there? Can you step back and talk to some men? I'm like, no. And they just grabbed me, yanked me out. This is our guy. They weren't going for it. And there I am, in the car. I'm out of there. So there's your tent story. We can't be fucking 7 minutes deep in this motherfucker already. 7 minutes on those 2 stories? We better kick some ass. Drewski said, Shady Singh, you ever seen in prison? I'm nosy, bro. I'm nosy. I take the whole be aware of your surroundings theory to a whole nother level, to the point just straight being nosy. If I'm in prison and I see something, they're doing something that looks more interesting than whatever I got going on, my own boring self, I'm not going to pay attention to it. They're not going to know. I'm going to be from a distance, just being like, people watching, I call it just flat out being nosy. And I see this dude. He got some weed. And I seen that he had 1 joint, because I saw him buy 1 joint, and then I saw him break it up and like try to break it up into 3 little things, 3 different caps. Someone's like, dude, no, you can't do that. And what I picked up was someone had bought, saying $30 worth of weed from the other yard. Because the yards are connected kind of, but there's like 2 fences. There's like a dead zone right here. It's like a dead zone, it's a fence. You get like the dead zone type shot. So 2 fences, yard over here, yard over here. Someone somehow saying $30. He got to get them $30 worth of weed. And I've seen this all go down. He bought 1 joint, was going to try to break it into 3. So the dude talked him out of it. Like, don't do that. That's like, no. So then he just made 1 joint. He tied it to like a bar of soap, like we usually do. I said, okay, and threw it over there. Purposely threw it in no man's land. We hit the fence. They struggled. I saw them out there for like an hour. They finally got that bar of soap, pulled it in. No, there's only 1 joint connected to it. Like, the other 2 was there. And they were out there all day, like walking by and trying to be nonchalant, looking for the other 2 joints that weren't even there. He only tied 1 to it. I saw it all go down. I couldn't believe it. I would have been like, fuck you. I only got 1 joint. I paid for fucking 3. You better get the other 2 to me. I'm not going to be out here just looking and looking. But they're out there looking and looking. I thought that was crazy. I'm sure it gets crazier, but that's what I have. And the craziest thing that happened to me, and I hate to even admit this, that when I was in Toro dorm at Soledad, Toro dorm at Soledad, kicking back with a dude who I thought was cool. He had the keys to the building for the woods. His name's Hoodwood from Taft. He's my homeboy, the only homeboy I have there. Us 2 from Kern County. And I wanted to buy some heroin. I got a 50 paper of heroin. How it works in there, if you want to shoot it up and you don't have the syringe, you have to find someone who has a syringe, share your stuff with them. And it's like, hey, I'll kick you down, let me use your syringe. So that's what I did with Hood. I got a 50. I'm like, hey, let's get high, homeboy. Now, no, you're not going to both get all totally high on a 50, but you get a head change. I mean, beats a blank. Better than a sharp stick in the eye. I mean, damn. So I get this 50, I come over to him. We mix it all up. I'm like this. I got my arm. He has a binky, which I hate. It's not a push-pull. The binky's like a, fuck, what do you call it? Like, It's like a, I don't know. I have no words for it. But it's like this, a squeeze thing. Whatever. I'm like this, and I'm kind of keep pointing, looking for the cops. I feel the needle go in. I feel the needle go out. I look, and all the dope is still in the syringe. And he went real quick and acted like he was drawing his up. He put the needle in me and didn't even eject nothing. And pulled it out real quick and I saw it all go down. He couldn't trick me. And I was like, what in the, I was like, what? Can I believe my own eyes? It took me a minute to process it. And like, what are my options? Get up. Hey, you didn't get me doing. Start beating him up. What, the dude has the keys? How am I going to explain that later? It's a weird thing. And I didn't want to admit it to myself. He even did that to me. Could someone be so scandalous? Man, it pissed me off. I got mad internally. I walked away and was like, I want to confront him. Like, did you give me the? It was a weird thing. And I was so happy when 4 weeks later I got a Kyron hole saying, remove him. I told the dudes there was only one knife in the building because we just had a big riot with the blacks. I told the LA car, give me that piece. I got to remove this fool. Nope. Woods only had one knife. Use a lock and a sock. All right, bingo. Let's go. So felt good to remove his ass. You know why? Because he didn't participate in a riot. Laid it down. So, that was the main. That's a shady says shit, man. Sub-Zero. People who went to PC then tried to come back out to GP. I had a little homie who did this. Came into county jail. He was all spun out. He had a bunch of dope with him. He hit a cell, single man cell, didn't have a cell. He started shooting kites on the tier. Hey, I got shit. Started getting people dope and stuff. Then he got all weird and tripped out. No one knows why. He was there for a day. I think he might have been there at night. The next morning, his cell opened, maybe for breakfast, lunch, whatever. He ran out. Just ran out. Left the building. And they came and looked in his cell. And you know someone rolls it up like in a hurry, so they didn't take none of their stuff with them. Had the cops came and got him, and it was a legit bed move, he would have took all the stuff. But no, his sheets, everything was there, making it totally look like what happened. He just ran out. He got scared. He ran away. Where'd he go? He didn't tell anyone he was leaving. A total fucking PC roll-up case. Then he comes back like about a month later. Hey, what's up, fellas? No. Don't what up, fellas, us. Because we all heard about it by now. What was that shit you pulled? Oh, sorry, my sink didn't have water. You know, that's no excuse, bro. So he tried saying his sink did not, the water wouldn't come out. No, that's not how you handle that, bro. Fucking missed me with that shit. So they told him that when he went to Wasco, do his violation, he had to check into the hole, D6. Which, snarf. That could be a little tough. You don't want them to tell you that. Hey, bro, you fucked up. When you go to Wasco reception, check into the hole, D6. Because first off, you don't know what's going to happen to you when you get to the hole. The fellas usually aren't all that understanding. They're usually just like a little prone to just want to get that ass. And plus, getting a D6. You got to jump through all kind of hoops. It's tough. Might not be able to pull it off. So, Taylor Jones, sneaky thing I got away with. Sneaky thing I got away with, and it was crazy as hell, is I went to Guitar Center with an empty guitar case. I talked about it before. I walked in and acted like I was inquiring about guitar lessons. Bugged people, asked them if they could show me like a G chord, like I was real eager to learn. I bugged them. Now, I went in with the mindset going there, just bugged these employees. They're like, get away from us. So they wouldn't want to look at me because I have an empty guitar case, and I was like carrying like it was heavy and shit. Probably put a lot of extras on it. Then I go in there and open it, pick guitar up, a Takamine, $1,500 acoustic guitar, put it in there and walk out. What? Sneak out. I was scared as a motherfucker when I did it. Or because I did it because my homeboy did it before I did. And they're like, dude, I gotta do it, dog. Same story and everything. Be that as it may. Not so sneaky thing I did. I was obsessed at one point with stealing a generator. I wanted a generator so bad. I tried to jack a couple different ice cream trucks. Because all ice cream trucks have a generator. I was obsessed. I just wanted a generator. I wanted to steal them so bad. The ice cream truck didn't check out. I saw a couple. One day I'm driving down the road. There's these roofers on the roof. Well, it was lunchtime for them. They were on the roof. They were under a tree having lunch. But they're roofers, and their generator was on the street, on the sidewalk. They had all their leads and shit. And look, a lot of you guys are going to be pissed off. Like, don't rip off the working man. Which, look, I went through a phase where I broke into cars nonstop. That was my thing. I would never hit a work truck. I don't rip off the working man. They got to earn their money. But, dude, I want a generator real bad. And I do feel bad about this. My bad. Please don't, like, tell me to fuck off. Don't be too harsh on me in the comments. But I did pull over, pick up that big-ass generator by myself, barely stuff it in the back of my backseat of my car. Not so obvious. Clip the fucking generator. Broad daylight from these roofers. My bad. So, and in jail, the sneakiest thing I ever did was when I got bit by the dog. I got bit by a canine. I'm in jail, going through the whole court process. I've explained to you guys before, the court process in Kern County Jail, those who are on the farm minimum get tobacco. They have to bring it, stick it up their ass, hoop it, bring it to court and give it to the dudes in pretrial. It's just nonstop. It's happening constantly. I'm in pretrial. I see someone from the farm to give me that tobacco. I'm like, wait a minute. Should I hoop it? No, because I got a cast. Not a cast, but like a wrap from the dog bite. Like, I could just put it in there. And someone's like, nah, just hoop it, bro. And they might find it there. Or they might not. Just hoop it. Like, no, I mean, I don't mind hooping stuff. But if I have an alternative, like, let's explore the options. If there's another way we could do it. I'm not just going to be like, puh, what's wrong with it? Oh, you mean, I mean, I could just have it in my pocket? Oh, okay, I'll keep it anyway. No, bro, I put it in the fucking cast, dog. I wrapped it up in ace bandage. Got through just fine. I thought that was pretty cool. Proud of myself. Be that as it may. I have right here blanket story. Should I tell this real quick? Just, no, I'm going to save it for the end. Hope I have time for the blanket. No, fuck it. I'm going to tell this blanket story. My first term, doing time on board Corey. Kept telling me he's going to fix me up with his cousin. Fix it with my cousin. You guys going to get along great. So then when I got in the streets, I seen him. I was like, what's up with your cousin? What's up with your cousin? Finally, he's like, dude, why do you keep asking me about my cousin? Like, trying to make me feel like I was going to pervert. So I was like, well, because you told me for 6 months you're going to hook me up with her. That's why. Like, fuck, I'm on the defensive and shit. Because you said you're going to... He's like, yeah, I'm going to introduce you guys. You keep asking me. I was like, well, you kept telling me in there. So fuck, I'm just saying, whatever. So anyway, we're out partying. We end up going to his dad's pad in Oildale. I ended up crashing out. I remember going to this back room and laying down in his bed. Just crashed out. Someone came in the middle of the night, threw a blanket on me. It was kind of cold. I was like, oh, thanks. Covered up in that shit. I didn't think none of it. I got up in the morning and noticed that blanket was fucking trash. That blanket was on the ground. It was fucking for the dog. It had hair all over it. Smelled like mold. Had fucking shit, piss, everything nasty known to man. Nasty fucking blanket. It was all on me now. I couldn't believe who the fuck put that on me, dude. This is a prank? What is this, bro? I walk out and the homeboy's like, yeah, here's my cousin I'll introduce you to. And I'm like, froze up. I don't want to ran to my car. Drove off because I was fucking covered with 10 pounds of shit, bro. Couldn't believe that. Who put that blanket on me? I have another blanket story. Someone covered me up with a blanket one time, too. Had a syringe. He tried to hide in the blanket, and the cap fell off. So I'm like, and I just kept getting poked. Fucking blankets, man. Let me get my own blanket. So, hey, man, what else? Frisco Strangler, worst DP. That has to be when I was a Soledad. They got that full Alabama. He had the keys to the yard. He did like a fucked up move. They were supposed to do something. It didn't go down. He pulled like a hinky little thing. So they weren't going to let it slide. They wanted to do an overthrow. This other dude wanted the yard anyway. So what they did, they got him with a fucking box cutter. Usually they slice people in there. It's with the razors you shave with. No. Just bump it up a notch. Get the old box cutter. Had it melted into a handle. When you're in the pan, you hit that level 3 yard and you come out to yard. Hey, what's up, Wood? What's up, homeboy? Go around hugging. What's up, dog? You have a good night? What's up, homeboy? Shaking everyone's hand. Y'all congregate. Y'all meet. He's in mid-hug like this. What's up, dog? And someone comes, whoop, with that box cutter. Dropped him, bro. Fell down. A guard came over and seen it. The guard fell down. 2 dudes start beating him up. The guy who sliced him, hand the slicer off. They wouldn't flush that. The guy who hit him, walking lamps, like he knows nothing. 2 people are beating him up. They come arrest those 2 people, put them in the hole. They're fighting assault with a weapon for over a year. But wait a minute, didn't find him with a weapon. How can you get me for assault? Well, that's the loophole in the pen. If you whack someone, as long as you get rid of that weapon, they can't get you for assault with a weapon when they don't find the weapon. So that's the trick, getting rid of that motherfucker. So, be that as it may. So yeah, when they got that full Alabama, worst one I've ever seen. Timmy weeps. When did you realize you wanted to stay out of trouble? Look, I had a P number. I burned my whole P number out in violations. I did 5 years on my P number. Then I discharged my P number in October 2006. I pick up my F number in May 2007. Only off parole for a couple months. Thought I was still on parole. Did 5 years on my F number. Burned it out. So now I'm on the streets, totally off parole. Burned out 2 numbers, P and F. And one of my homies calls me. He's like, hey, let's hit this lick. There's a dude over here. Come over here. I show up, and there's a dude who just got $300 from his mom. He's loaded. He's sitting in a chair in a room like this. Homeboy's like, let's get him. The goal being walk up, bitch slap him, maybe poke him, kick him in his face, tie him up, do whatever, jack him, strong arm robbery, take his fucking money, punk him. I've done, no, I mean, I know people have done it a bunch of times. But I seen it, and I was like, dude, he just got the money from his mom. What if he calls her and says, bring me more money? Why would happen? Because he would have. Bring me more money. Why? These guys took and beat me up. Call the cops, come out. I just discharged 2 numbers. I did not want to go fight a fucking strong arm robbery. I'm like, dude, I'm good. I don't want to hit this lick with you. He's like, you don't, dog? I never heard you like turn that. I'm like, nah. And that's when I knew. That's when I knew. I was done with that shit, bro. Then my new hustle was like, hey, hook me up, homeboy. I just hang out. Hey, what's up, dog? Show some love. I got tremendous mileage out of it. And it's not illegal. Be that as it may. So, Big Chief. 81. Speak on the difference in prisons from a 1 and 2 yard to a 3 or 4 yard as far as the politics. There really is no difference in politics from a level 1 and 2 to level 3 or 4. There's a difference, not really in politics. Like, you know what you gotta do. The same shit. You came in, you learned in county jail. What you can and can't do. It kind of just like applies. It's kind of like black, white, really no gray area. What changes from the 1 and 2 to the 3 and 4, how they discipline. Because they introduced a knife. As soon as level 3 points come into play, they break the knife out. And the knife can have a big impact. In level 1 and 2, you really don't see them that often. I mean, you do, but not really. Especially in a discipline situation. But level 3 and 4. And then they have the no hands policy in level 3 and 4. A lot of times the white dudes are not allowed to fight. There's a dude. He showed up to Soledad level 3. We were having the big problems with North Daniels. No hands policy. White dudes cannot fight. If it's that serious, if you got a problem with wood that much, and you guys link up in the cell and poke it out. Go in there strapped, go in there armed, and handle it. This dude, this skinhead shows up. His name's Dog. And he did something I hate. This is my pet peeve. I hate when people do this. So he shows up to Soledad. He's like, hey, what's up? What's up? He's like, hey, I just got this shoe. I've been in this shoe for 2 years. I go, what shoe? Cork and Pelican Bay touched me. He's like, no, well, I mean, the hole in my county jail. Dude, the hole in your county jail is not the shoe. I hate when people say that. I just got out of the shoe. The hole, well, I mean, you know, the hole in my county jail. Dude, not even the same thing, bro. The shoe is the shoe. It's Corcoran, Tehachapi, Pelican Bay. If you're not there, don't say, and people do it all the time. They try to impress people. And I pulled his covers on him, made him look stupid. And I was like, dude, don't run that fucking drag, homeboy. And he kind of was like, well, what's up? We could sling him then. And I was like, actually, no, we can't. No hands policy. And this dude would have beat my ass. He's a big, badass fucking skinhead. Named Dog. I didn't want to sling him with him. He's like, we can sling him right now. I'm like, no, we can't. I mean, if you want some of me, fucking, you can just get yourself a piece of me, go on the fucking pad and handle it. Which I didn't want to at all. I didn't want to do that either. You kidding me? But I was like bluffing, getting my bluff on, so I know he didn't either. I get discernment. Discernment is a powerful weapon, my friend. Prison and the streets. And I have it in spades. Thank goodness. So, be that as it may. You're saying, no, you don't, Splinter. See, I just discerned that. Anyway, so yeah. C. James 210. Favorite meals and spreads. And then the Sewer Shark said, don't forget worst meals. Favorite meal, dude. And it was not my favorite meal because it tastes good. It's my favorite meal because it filled you up. You have to start looking at food like that. Especially in county jail where you starve. Like, this meal is going to fill me up. This is one of those ones that are kind of heavy. And what it was beans. At 3 a.m., bro. Beans. Cold beans with no salt or nothing. Corn flakes with no sugar or nothing on it. It's corn flakes and a hard-boiled egg. And you mix it all together. And it's bomb. Because it fills you up. It's like a heavy... And I was sitting next to this dude. And people were getting pissed off at him. Because every time he would eat, he'd be all, And people were really politicking on him, wanting to beat his ass. Like, quit going, At the dinner table, breakfast table, it's gross. Stop that shit. So they're wanting to beat his ass. And I remember this one morning, he was doing it tough. And I'm like, I feel you. It's my favorite too. But like, damn, I'm like kicking him under the table. I'm like, So, worst meal. I fucking hate onions, bro. I hate onions, man. And when you're in the kitchen, working in the kitchen, you work in the kitchen, you make everybody meal, you send everything out. You get to get different food. Because you work in the kitchen, you cook. The free staff's going to bring out some kind of meat. Are going to take whatever everyone else had that night and manipulate it. Put different kind of spices, something on. You're going to do something better for everybody. Everyone's going to cook and they're going to have better shit because you're in the kitchen. Well, when I was at Corcoran working in the kitchen, I only worked for like a couple weeks. The Pisces were in charge of that afterwards. They'd cook out this big old fucking spread, all this meat, and put gang of onions in it. And I'm like, dude, give me some of that onions. No English. We don't speak English. Like, oh, what do you mean? No onions? Like, who the fuck don't like the onions? That's an Italian accent. I'm trying to act like a paisa. I can't do it. Can't pull it off. Fuck accents. Maybe I can do it on my guitar. I'm going too far. Splinter, back up. This is why I have notes, because anything could come out of here. The point is, they wouldn't give me food without onions, dude. And it used to piss me off. I'm like, I hate onions. You're making this bomb-ass casserole, and it's like, it has onions, dude. Can't you do a little bit to the side for me? Then one day I went to work. I thought I put a 50 of heroin. I had heroin at the house. I thought I brought some with me so I can get loaded. And I would have to stick it in my ass. So I went in the bathroom, and I got one leg up, and I'm fishing for that heroin. And the Pisces see me, and they're looking at me. They think I have a knife. Because why out there, they're not thinking, white boy fishing for dope. They're thinking, white boy brought a knife to work. He's going to pull it out and do something. Because that's usually what it means when he sees someone fishing. So anyway, I'm 2 knuckle deep trying to get heroin I think I didn't have. And they see it, they think I have a knife. And they're like kind of tripping. They had someone follow me around staring at me. And they brought me like a plate like, this one, no onions. Good looking out. And it's bomb too, thank you. So I hate onions. I hate the fact that I have to put onions in everything. I think I addressed everyone's thing. Yep. Thank you for the ideas, you guys. Love you guys. You're the bombest. None but that most love and respect everybody. Hand me out my P.O. box that's correspond. Hey, have you ever thought about, should I donate to Splinter? Now would be the perfect time. Coffee with Splinter tomorrow morning, going live. I really want to talk to you guys about the future point of view crew. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be bomb. Fucking write me. Talk to me. Call me. Lease me. You can lease me out for 6 weeks, 0% APR. Where the fuck that come from? See, stick to the notes, Splinter. Nothing but the most some respect. Follow me on Instagram, trenchlife_1010. I'll be doing that jamming. And cut the string and let it fly. Cop yourself a Prison PLB shirt. Cut the string and let it fly. Peace.